A couple of weeks ago, a well-known Nigerian medical practitioner based in Canada by name Dr. Arinze Onwumelu, also known as Dr. Zoe, stirred the honest nest by raising an issue that is very dear to the Igbos, and it became viral. It went viral on account of that. He made a comment about Igbos building mansions in their villages. And as far as he was concerned, he considered it an economic waste to go erect or commit such huge sum of money in the name of building mansion in the village.
There's this thing we have in the East that we must build big mansions in the village. Now, for you to be an Odogu, you have to build a very big house. Believe me, I did it too. But, this last Christmas, I didn't go, but I watched a lot of people that go home, open their mighty big mansions in the village, in the East especially. I don't think the other part of the countries have this concept. So, as I said, I did it, and my own was even painstaking because my dad passed. I started building the house before he passed, but I had to finish it. And believe it or not, because I'm the first son, he was alive. He insisted that I have to build it in the same compound. So I took a couple of steps around and built another mansion. Everywhere squashed up. I haven't been there in I built it about 5 years ago, and the total number of days I spent in that house is not up to 6 weeks or 2 months. In 5 years, I'm telling you. I spent a lot of money to build a house in the village because my father was a traditional chief. So for you to take over the title, you have to have your own house as an adult. This is just what we have in the mind. Sometimes I wonder, the Igbos claim that we're very smart in terms of economy and, money thing. But sometimes I wonder the economic value. If I build that house somewhere else, Lagos, Abuja, but I could elsewhere, even in Enugu, I would have made over 100 million in that last 5 years. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, he has his word and he is allowed to speak, but he needed to be taught on what such things mean to the average Igbo man. It's not just economy that matters. So many other factors are involved. I can trace as long as I remember. I'm no longer young, but I remember from my days as a young boy that Igbos have always had a strong attachment to their ancestral homes. But I think it was aggravated by what happened during the Civil War. I recall that as a young boy, my family left Aba, where we all grew up, and ran back to our village as refugees, if you like. And when we got back home, every member of my family, because we are resident abroad, many of us are outside the village. And the place could not contain anybody. I still remember that a man with 2 children and another with children were given a room because that was what was available. And we suffered it during that period. Some people did not live in their own house. They left their house to go and live or squat with relations who have bigger space. That was an experience that Igbo man will not forget. So immediately the war ended, even though they have always built in their villages, they intensified efforts and began to build more and more and more mansions. And you ask why. Number one, the war experience was very, very, very instrumental. Number two, if you must be called an Odogu in Igbo language, Odogu means one who has arrived. You must have built a house befitting for such. So everyone does so who has arrived. But let me tell you the Igbo worldview. When the Igbo man leaves his village to go to the town, in his mind, even as his older brothers and father tell him, say, go and make money in the city and return. And we say is akurulo. When akurulo, yako onye pareano. That is an Igbo balance, that whenever one brings wealth home, it tells the story of he who brought it. And that's a very strong belief amongst Igbos. So when they set out to cities, their intention is to make money and bring it home. So when you see them building mansions in the villages, it's part of the Igbo worldview. It's part of what they believe in. And that is true. Now, that's one of the reasons. The other reason is that you are not a man enough if you haven't. But can we look at it now? Is it really worth it? In the words of Onwumelu, it's not worth it. But I can tell you, having considered all these things, it is worth it. But the caution there is, while you're building, do not be extravagant. There is nobody to show that you have arrived. You can't build the best of mansions. Another person will build another. Now, build a moderate house. You need a village home. You need a country home. but it must be commensurate. What I detest is a situation where young people who just started life, in order to show that they are doing well, they carry their business money and put it into the home project in the village and soon cry that one old woman in the village swore that she will never finish it. Nobody did it to you. You ate your capital and you didn't commit the money that came as profit. There's nothing wrong about building a small house in the beginning. As you make bigger money, you build a second house. As you make even bigger money, build a third house. I know of a friend, a senior friend in Abreba. He has three houses in his compound according to his status at the given time. The last one he built was, call it mansion, and you won't be wrong. Now, it makes sense to me that you went in and committed all the capital you have to build a house, that you are not going to be there more than 2 times in a year, mostly Christmas and Easter. It doesn't make economic sense. I agree to that extent with him. But another prominent Nigerian content creator raised an issue during the week also that the free says they would have used it to build industries. I also agree with him. If you have used it to build industries, you will employ the teeming population that are out there looking for jobs. And of course, you can build a house. He didn't say you shouldn't build a house. For once, I will agree with Daddy Freeze that he made a sense saying that industries need to be built. We need to convert those villages into cities that people will not have reason to leave their town to go to town, another town to make money. So that makes sense. Can we now put our thinking cap as Igbos and look at the economic benefits, look at the social benefits, look at the arrival status and the Kurulo status that all propel to build mansions. All over Igbo land are beautiful mansions. I would, if you have time, go to Abreba. When you go to Abreba, they call it small town, small London. Small London indeed, because you can see beautiful houses, the type that you will not see elsewhere. A picture, some of the pictures are presented for you to see the kind of images, pictures that you won't see in Ikoyi in Lagos, found in Igbo land. That's the pride of the Igbo man. The Igbo man develops his part, has ancestral attachment. The Igbo worldview is linked to his village, to his town, and we don't leave our town. Therefore, if you are proudly Igbo, build a house, but please build moderately. Do not waste resources in the name of arriving that you have arrived. Thank you.